What's up, y'all? Let's get back to getting some videos uploaded for you. We are in week 40. We just coming off the Northeast Louisiana Celtic Fest hosted by Backyard Rebellion and Danny Webster. Phenomenal games, phenomenal time. Had such a fun time. Great group of guys to throw with. So if you haven't checked that out, go back and watch that. So we did not throw hammer at that games. So that's why I'm throwing hammer the very next day. So this is Sunday, October 6th, starting week 40. And I ended up leaving Louisiana. I'm up here. This is in Memphis, visiting my brother. Look at this field he has behind his house that he practices throwing in. Just one of the most perfect setups you could ever ask for throwing. So went to the gym with him and did some mobility stuff, nothing crazy, and did a little bit of back and a little bit of light shoulders, just kind of moving and having a good time. And then I was like, you know what? Let me get it out and throw hammer. I haven't thrown and released hammer since I've tweaked that oblique back on August 21st. I haven't released a hammer. So it was felt good to get out and do some of that. And I didn't go anything crazy, but just tried to move up a little bit of effort on every throw. It went pretty good. I don't think I even pulled a tape on anything, or maybe I did at the very end to get an idea, but his field is really hard dirt. So you couldn't really tell where they were, so I had to guess. No effort. I think they were low hundreds, and it was just trying not to hurt anything, especially day after games. So Monday, moved the week around with how things have been going from training. Pushed the deadlift today. It actually felt good, so I went ahead and pushed a little bit more than planned. Worked up to 210 kilos for a single, so 462, nothing crazy in the realm of people who deadlift stupid heavy weights. Dropped down to 170 kilos, 375 for 3 sets of 3, trying to move it explosively. Did some box squats and some full range of motion squats. I can't remember if I videoed those. I think I did. But here are these deadlifts. And that was it. It was feeling so good. I added another 10 kilos on the last set. So I didn't video anything else on that workout, but did some box squats and then some full range of motion squats, really driving from the very, very bottom of the squat, trying to get my legs back under me. And then I had a practice where it was throw everything. So I said this week, since I obviously have the whole week off, I'm going to be hanging out with my brother in Memphis. I said when I practice, I wanted to go throw and high frequency, high intensity, but low volume. So I wanted to throw everything, throw shot put. Here, he has an 18-pound shot put I decided to try to do some stuff with. Very weird. Haven't thrown a shot put, a metal one in a while. I didn't have any chalk out there. I did have some chalk out there with me. I don't think I got it on this day. It was a little chill in the air, which was nice. But just weird spinning with an 18-pound shot put, very heavy in the hand. And obviously a little more slick than that yellow one I normally throw with. Technique, had some to be, could have done a little better. And here's where it's weird. Wob felt good. So that was obviously a little out front, but took 5 pulls here. Took I think it was 5 throws in each of the shot puts, the standing and the open. 5 pulls with the wob, and then short chain heavyweight, just went ahead and threw it short, threw the lightweight, and then threw the hammer. As I get a sip of my iced coffee this morning as I'm recording this voiceover. I was very happy with how everything moved and how everything felt. Didn't measure the distance on this. I think I might have pulled a tape for the lightweight and the light hammer. But actually, I take that back. I think the light hammer ended up in the 110s, as I have a note that today, coming up in a little bit, I threw the light hammer 124, unless it meant to 114. I don't know. But anyways, threw that short chain heavyweight, and I'm kind of really happy how it felt. Lightweight, not so much. I felt like I was strong, but obviously what I've been feeling this week is slow. Same with this lightweight. And I've played with this all year long, and we're about to the off season, so times may change and some effort and focus may change. But what I've been noticing is I feel like I just cannot go as fast as I want to go. Obviously throwing all hook grip now because we're in middle of 3 games, so no strap. But I'm missing positions and really missing where I want to apply speed. So more work to be done. I think there's a lot more distance there as well. But let's talk about these hammers real quick because there's not many of them. One thing I've really worked on is and my mobility is absolutely terrible, I've now found out, but really extending on my left side, trying to keep that orbit longer on my left, especially on that third wind. You can kind of see seems like it gets bigger every wind, so you can watch that as a cue. Is watch yourself and see if you don't see your orbit look like you're getting stretched out more and more and more. So your hips have to aggressively go opposite the ball, as well as those arms stay long. I'm stoked with how these look. I'm stoked with how they feel. I'm stoked with where they're going. And I still think I have more in the tank, especially hopefully more goes on game day. Now, Tuesday, I took the day off. I actually met with my brother's physical therapist. She was phenomenal, and she encouraged me to do some stuff. I ended up taking, I think, most of the day off because I met with her in the afternoon, and I definitely walked in the morning, but did continue walking every day while I was here in Memphis. But walking in Memphis. So Wednesday, this is what you're seeing Wednesday with some power cleans. I did 110 kilos for 5 sets of 1, and then benched 315 for 321, and some other random accessories. So hit the main, what I wanted to hit, not overdoing it. I had her work on my glute. She showed me a lot of different stuff wrong with my body, or we worked on a lot of different stuff. But we also worked on my glute. I've been having some sciatic issues, especially while driving. It's really, I think, a tight piriformis is what we narrowed it kind of down to. But here you go, back on Wednesday, out throwing again. Probably not as good, and I did end up throwing on Thursday as well. But kind of the same deal, right into the opens, and it was, I feel like I'm missing it. I'm missing something. These went a little bit better than earlier in the week, which I was happy with, and I just haven't. I got out of that groove of practicing the shot put or open stone, and since I got out of the groove of practicing it consistently, I believe it's one of those for me. If I don't practice it, once it goes, it goes. I have to practice it very frequent to stay at a high level. Might hold true for shot putters, and let me tell you, I just saw my brother walk through the frame. It's always fun to have somebody else to throw with, so I encourage it. Especially my brother. We feed off each other when we, always are helping each other, giving cues and stuff like that. We've done it for years, so we know what something should look like for one another, and know, oh, you did this and you missed this. So it's fun to be able to have that back and forth with them. Once again, wob felt good. I didn't throw it a bar, but weird for those words coming out of my mouth. Heavyweight through the short one again. What this does is it requires you to move a little faster. You can stay connected to the weight, and you have to move a little faster because your orbit is smaller. So when that longer chain orbit, and there goes me hanging on again. I didn't write down distances. I think everything went a little bit better than earlier in the week, and I think that boded well for me prepping for competition. And come to find out, it was about a week before this, I did find out my class was going to be canceled the following week, my safety and survival class. But these lightweights, I'm missing a finish on. And so I originally had planned that this was going to be like peak, and I might have to do this in the future, and that is high frequency, high intensity, but low volume of throwing. I think things came together really well, and things ended up very consistent for me in the week. Look, a little 5-wind action there as a warm-up for you. And like I said, since August 21st, I hadn't released a hammer until this week. So it was well over a month, almost 6 weeks that I hadn't released a hammer. And I've done a lot of hammer winds, and it has come back feeling better than before. So guess what I'm going to be doing in the off season? Really started cranking on these. This might have been the point where I threw like a 124 light hammer. There's no way I threw a 124. I ended up throwing a 1.8. That's a typo. I threw a 118 light hammer this week, which was the best I threw, and that probably from this video, best I threw all year in the light hammer. That was my light hammer practice PR. My best ended up in the games at 124, I believe. So this was, I've only thrown in practice a couple years back. I was throwing in the low one. I threw 120 to 122 in practice, maybe only probably less than 10 times. So hitting 118 and getting back to that and hitting high 110s consistently for me is knowing that I'm on the right track of creeping on big PRs. Lifetime PRs 128. Now, sheaf has been a hell of a woes. Took a lot more pulls than planned here because I was trying to iron something out. I did realize what I'm doing. If you watch that right shoulder, it opens up and back. See how I'm kind of turning with it too? Well, one, you got to let the crowd tell you if it goes over, so you got to quit looking at it. But I did kind of use a line on the ground effect to kind of let me direct it. And also, you see, I had to adapt. I just turned my feet. Instead of being square with the camera, which is where I was trying to throw it, look, it's now going more straight in line with the camera and not as far off to the right side of the screen. So I was hanging on to it. That one was right behind me. That's what I want. It's still hooking behind me a lot. Now, I've got to keep working to adjust that to be back to how I used to be. So we'll see. And this is a very long video, lots of throwing, lots of footage. So move on to Thursday the 10th. We had a PT appointment again in the morning. I was able to get back in with my brother's PT, 901 PT, Jess over there. She's awesome. After the same deal, a little bit more from the first day, she wanted me to go train a little bit. She's like, and she encouraged me. Things were feeling pretty good. Just so stay light, 70 kilos, 5 sets of 2 on the snatch. Some push press, 4 sets of 2, 90 to 105 kilos. Actually, I think I snatched 5 sets of 1. I wasn't really paying attention there. But worked my way up, push press to 105, nothing crazy. And then kind of want to do some speed squats, but I haven't been doing speed squats. So decided to just do these full range of motion squats again, really pushing my depth because I'm really trying to work on pushing with my legs out of the bottom as best as I can. And kind of was feeling good. So I went up and I worked up to, I was using a squat bar, so 375 for a single. So much for doing speed squats. Sometimes I knew I had a game in 2 days, but it didn't feel hard. It wasn't a lot. So this is like, and I think this was, I've cut videos around or something like that. That might have been it. And it moved pretty well. Or it might have been, I can't really see what it was. Then I hit 315 on here on the deadlift versus Monster Mini Bands for 3 sets or 5 sets of 1. I think it was just 3 sets of 1. Cut it down, volume down. And once again, threw the whole gamut again on Thursday. So, obviously, highest intensity. And actually, I did not throw everything on this day. My goal was to continue to feel fast. So, everything I did in the gym, I said I'm going to feel fast. And if I don't feel fast, I'm changing it. So where we are is open stone, lightweight, and I think light hammer. I don't know. This has obviously been a lot of video, a lot of throws, and a lot of training. But what else did I do when I had the whole week off? So it was nice, a little vacation break. Got some good sleep, walked every day. Tried to get my body feeling as good as possible for the Kelp Fest Mississippi Games, which is the following day, hosted again by Backyard Rebellion, Danny Webster. Was super looking forward to it. Knew I was going to get on the field again with Danny Autry. He came down from Alaska. Throw with Jacob Langworthy. Who else was in the group? Eric Frazier. Was fun to throw with him again. That dude throws freaking bombs. It's fun to watch somebody really be able to think about what to do in a heavyweight and make it happen. We threw with, oh my gosh, Randy Carlson. That guy's going to be somebody to wreck with in the future if he keeps training. Randy's got a lot of room to grow. Sneaky, explosive Randy. And Jonathan Weinreich was in that group. Jonathan's now become one of the consummate strong A-class throwers in the Southeast. And then what was that guy's name? Michael, I think. Dude dropped some bombs, some big PRs in the weights. Michael, I can't remember your last name, Michael. I apologize if you watched this video. I hadn't looked at the list before I made this video, but fun group. I'll look at it before I put up the Kelp Fest Mississippi Games footage, which will come after this one. But tried to feel fast, threw a little bit more than I normally do. A little bit more reps than the days before because I knew I wasn't throwing all the events. But also not to think. That's just me doing more than I should. And that was it. Didn't know where that was going to end, but Friday, just drove to Mississippi, hung out, did a little bourbon hunting, and that's the end of this video. It's long enough. We're going to end it. Games footage next. Thank you guys if you watched this far. Make sure you share this stuff with your friends so hopefully they can learn something, because that's my goal with it. And yeah, see you again.